take that up because of copyright. Sorry. Hi. That introduction was played on the piano, of course, but it was recorded by the SE Electronics SE8 microphone. It isn't what I would call a budget microphone because this one retails around about £150 or so in the UK. I really like SE Electronics microphones a lot. I've got another one upstairs, a dynamic, the V7X, which is really very, very good, and I actually prefer it, I think, to the SM58. The SM7X has got a little bit more edge at the top, and it's got a more extended range, frequency range. Now this one also has a good frequency range. They claim that it goes from 20 Hertz right up to 20 kilohertz. So this is a full range pencil microphone. It's got two high pass filters on it and a cut of -10 or -20 dB. So there's a little bit of play around there with what you can do with the microphone. The only thing I don't like about all of the switches is that they're recessed. Now in one way that's actually a very good idea because they can't be switched accidentally, and you have to really get in there. So I have to use a little tiny mini flat screwdriver to get in there to change it. In one way it's a good thing because you can't have an accident with the switch. In another way it's a bit of a pain because you've got to get a screwdriver out to change it. SE Electronics actually say that the Capsule is handcrafted. What that actually means I'm not sure, but it sounds good anyway. It's got a cardioid pattern. Sensitivity is at -32 dBV, which is pretty good. It's very sensitive. It's capable of recording really loud sounds, so if you're going to record a group or something really loud, it's pretty good. At 0 dB it's 139, at -10 149, -20 159 dB. Now I couldn't stand that amount of noise myself, and that's way over the threshold for most people. Actually everyone. It has a great signal to noise ratio, 81 dB. For a pencil microphone, that's really high. It's very, very good. My favourite budget microphone is the Behringer B5, and that's got a signal to noise ratio of 78. Now 78 is really very good for a budget microphone. 81, 3 dB better. That's great. So this has a terrific low background noise level. It's very, very good in that respect. The inbuilt high pass filter is at 80 and there's another one at 160, so if you're finding it's a bit too bassy you can easily roll that away, and it goes down at a rate of -6 dB per octave, so it's a nice roll off. So you've heard me talking fairly close to this microphone. I don't like to get too close to any microphone, I like to give them a little bit of air. So this is the sound that you would generally get if you're speaking into a microphone at this distance. I guess that a lot of people might think that it would be a good idea to boom it. So if I just hold it there and just get it out of sight there, that actually is the sound of the microphone being boomed. So you'll get some kind of idea. Bear in mind that I am in a very poor room really for sound. This is a typical front room, so there are all sorts of reverberations going on. So when I bring it back down, this is the sound from the front, this is the sound from the side, this is the sound from the rear, back to the side, and we're back to the front again. So you can hear that it's a cardioid microphone. It has a cardioid polar pattern. Just to help you hear the difference between a budget microphone and a mid-price type of microphone, this is the sound of the SE8 Electronics, and here is the B5, and I'm going to compare it directly. This is the sound of the B5. Now, don't take any notice of the differences in volumes because I probably will level them up in post, but it'll give you some idea of the difference in sound between the two microphones. So this is the sound of the Behringer B5, and from the side, from the rear, from the side, and back to the front again. Now the Behringer is a lot cheaper, comes with two heads as well. It comes with this one, the cardioid head, and it also has an omni head, so that's quite nice at that price. It's got a noise figure of 78 dB, so it's not far off, but this is the sound again of the Behringer B5, and this is the sound of the SE Electronics SE8, so you've got some idea of how it compares with a budget type microphone. Now the Behringer, bear in mind, is a real budget microphone, and it's probably about a third of the price of this one, so it's quite a difference, or maybe a quarter of the price. This also has a high pass filter and a -10 dB, so it's got similar specs, similar things going on in there, and as I say, for the price this is good. because it's got such a low noise floor. For that price, I think it's terrific. This one though is actually slightly better too. With pencil microphones, they've got smaller diaphragms and the pickup tends to be a little bit more even than many other microphones. If you get a large condenser, what happens is you can get an extended bass response, sure, but you can also get an emphasized bass, and it's more difficult to get the larger diaphragms to be quite as even sounding overall as a small condenser. So although these might not always have the same depth of sound as a large condenser, they are pretty even-handed. The other thing is their size. If you want to just hold a boom, they're lightweight, so you can just sort of hold them on the end of a stick and point them at things. The only thing is I don't think they're great outdoors. Take these microphones outdoors and just a slight suggestion of a bit of wind and this thing will take off like a banshee, and it's not good. I like their even-handedness. I like the fact that they're small, and especially if you're going to hand hold them or put them in front of a camera, they're small and you don't see it so much. I mean, looking at the screen now, you're not that aware of my microphone, which I really do like. They're sensitive, and I think they're a very useful mic to have in your bag. I use them quite a lot actually because of their even sort of response. I'm a great fan of SE Electronics. I think they make great microphones, and this one is well worth investing in if you want a nice, even sounding microphone that you can use for music or for speech. Terrific. I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope it was useful, and maybe it's introduced you to maybe a new make of microphone that not so many people consider, because they are very good, and I hope to see you next time. Please subscribe. Cheers for now.